Darnell Lee said, and he didn't just say this. He said this further up in the chat, and I remember he asked what we thought about Remy Ma and where she's ranked or something like that. Um, that
Transition.
yeah, that transitions us to the ABC special that happened last night. It was I want to get the title right. I don't want to just make it up, but they covered females in hip hop and they talked about the history of female hip hop. I think is in some promotional kind of crossover for that new show that Eve, Brandy, um, Notori from 3LW, and some other young lady are in. It's called Queens, and it's about like a
Yeah, I've seen
fictitious.
some stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I've
I
seen
think
some
that
stuff.
they did this, the real queens of hip hop. Yeah, because they put that in the title. The women who changed the game. I think they did that special in promotion of that. Remy didn't get covered a lot on that, and rightfully so. I just don't. I think Remy is dope. I think she can rap. She's got a couple of verses on some really big songs. She just doesn't have a catalog. And it was interesting because after this Cool G rap, not Cool G rap, got Cool G rap on my mind now. After this KRS and Kane verses, people were talking about some other verses that could happen, and people were throwing Remy's name out there, what like the Brat and shit like that. And I'm like, Remy just don't have a catalog, respectfully. Like I think Remy's dope.
You know, kind of what happened to Remy too is that Remy came along when hip hop was one way, and then when she got out, hip hop was another way.
I think you know
And
what I want to stop there though. You're right. She had an incredible career. The fact that you're able to bounce back from being incarcerated for 8 years, that's fucking incredible. Period. No matter how you slice it.
Mike, ain't no other male rapper did that shit.
You're right. Yeah, no, you're right. Shine's
Right.
out there in Belize, doing his
So,
thing, but
so
he left the rap alone.
right. So part of the reason why she doesn't have the catalog is because the game was different, and Remy didn't have to do that, as in go into the yo and make an album to make her fucking bread. You feel me?
Yeah,
There
no.
was other avenues and lanes, and she was wise to pursue them. She didn't have to rely on the album. So she has material, but the reason that it's not there is because the game changed.
I think what you said is on point. I think she made the smartest decision for her, to go in that other lane and
Bag, get the bag.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, that's the for sure bag. You know what I'm saying? And
It's the for sure
anytime you go
bag.
out there and put the music out there, especially with her having to come back around pretty much as a new artist, because
Right.
it's not like she was already like two albums in and had to continue. She would be basically coming out there as a new artist, and that's a really big risk. And she made the right decision. Blackberry Molasses said, "Did Foxy Brown get any shine?"
We about to talk about that.
I found that odd too, Blackberry Molasses. They skipped right over Foxy Brown. Now I do want to give them props for giving Shy Rock her props, right? And I love the fact that they started with Shy Rock from Funky 4+1 and her impact and her boss. She was spitting, man. They showed some old footage of her, and even when they were interviewing her now, like, yo, she was nice. I always thought that. I'm like, yo, man, Charlotte Rock was killing it. Especially when you talk about 78, 79. Crazy. But I want to give them props for actually showcasing her. But the fact that Foxy Brown just got totally omitted, I think that's a problem. I don't understand why. I mean, obviously, we talking about network television, we talking about politics, and I can't help but think because Eve is a part of this current show. Now, I'm not saying that any of this is on Eve, but she probably was a big part of this show. Everybody involved in this show should have made sure that Foxy was highlighted. Now I know Kim was highlighted, but they didn't interview Kim, so I can't put this on Kim. I think Kim is the easy target, right? Kim is the easy person to say, "Yo, this is on Kim," but Kim wasn't even on the show. The people that were getting interviewed on the show were the Brat, Foxy Brown, Eve. I'm trying to think of people from that era. MC Light was another one who was like pretty much the whole moderator of this thing because MC Light's the moderator and narrator of a lot of things. And I just find it odd that they allow Foxy Brown to be omitted, man. Like somebody's gonna have to, do some sort of post or something about that. Like some of the women that were on there, they gotta say something about that because that's not cool.
very problematic. Somebody need to fix this shit.
Yeah, that's not cool, man. You know, regardless of how people feel about individuals in their personal relationships, because obviously it's a personal thing. It's not like Foxy Brown's R. Kelly or something. You know what I'm saying? However you feel about the person personally, that doesn't change what they've done in the culture and their impact. And
What has she done that is so
I
egregious
have
that
no idea.
she deserves to be omitted from this? Like, it is a glaring omission.
Are
It's
her
a
and are
glaring
her and Jay good
omission.
now? Cause
Huh?
are her and Jay good now? Because her and Nas are good.
I mean, Mike, she done tore shit up with so many people when she was younger, and I get it, but I'm saying, like, there is no talk. This is what I keep talking about, and how we keep on having to like address like certain matters in terms of how hip hop gets covered.
Right.
It's like if you want to take on the task, do the job, do the job without bias,
Your
do it
daughter's
without
in ninth grade.
restrictions.
Your daughter's in ninth grade. Her and her friends could be watching this, and this could be, I guess some of their. I mean, obviously you're raising her, so it's different for her. But some of her peers could be watching this, and this is their window into what the legacy of female hip hop is. And with somebody like Foxy Brown being left out, they're like, "Who's Foxy Brown?" This was an opportunity, and I think it's unfortunate that for whatever reason they felt to omit the obvious. Moni Love was in there. They gave Moni Love shine, and obviously Moni Love is, she's in radio, she's connected, so they're not gonna leave Moni Love out, and I'm glad they didn't. I fucking love Moni Love. I think she was awesome. But Foxy Brown was big, man, and they kind of gave Kim all the credit for just that shift and I guess that they made that shift from the brat in that era to the sexy, female MC. And clearly Kim changed the game for all of that. But Kim and Foxy changed it together.
I'm about to say it's the same time.
Yeah, same time.
It's happening at the same time.
It's happening at the same time. And
Happening at the same time.
they just omitted. They even talked about the East Coast, West Coast shit. And that had nothing to do with female hip hop. And shout out to Yo Yo. Yo Yo was a part of it too. Yo Yo was cool people, man. I did an interview with her last
You've
year.
interviewed Yo Yo before.
Yeah,
For
I did an interview with her,
Yeah,
and she didn't even have to do it. Like, she was cool as hell.
Yeah.
She had a
Yeah, she
flat
was.
tire, and she still did it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
fuck
she was
with
chilling
Yo-Yo.
outside the whip, Mike. I was watching live.
Yeah, I fuck with Yo Yo. Great people, man. But yeah, man, it's odd that somebody like Foxy, because they covered pretty much everything, and I think they did a really good job of covering pretty much everything. I think JJ Fad might have been left out, but that's just super critiques. We talk about network television, but
They get an F. They get an F.
They talked
left
about the
Foxy
East
out.
Coast,
They get
West
an
Coast
F.
shit. I don't even know why the East Coast, West Coast shit was even a topic. And y'all skipped over Fox?
Mike, if I had to go to a cipher and it was a cipher for female MCs, she's the person I'm putting my money on.
I told you when we were listening to that West Side Gun, Fly God
She won't
2.
put my money on.
No, I feel you.
In her prom, give me Foxy in her prom. I'm taking her to the cipher. You bring your best female MC. I'm taking your money.
When we were listening to
Taking your
Fly
money.
God 2 last year, when I heard Armani Caesar for the first time on that record, I hit you up. It's like, yo, that shit's hard. That shit reminded me of Foxy. And when Foxy used to get on some hardcore shit, I would give Kim that crossover, credit. But when it came to jumping on the I Shot Ya remixes and shit like that, like, Foxy's voice just sound right over that shit, man.
She spazzes,
yeah,
Mike.
man. And
And you want to know what she
tonight.
has?
Take
Mike,
You Home
Mike,
Tonight's a big record.
Mike, it is, but you want to know what she has in the brevity of her catalog that a lot of other female MCs don't have, Mike? She has a lot of quality just tracks that aren't hit records. Like Foxy knew how to write and how to spit too. Like, she even addresses it on Broken Silence, like how people always looked at it like Jay and Nas wrote your shit. She like, nah, so what? He wrote some songs. I blew them up the same. Like
I
Foxy
mean,
can spit.
is she
BK
not?
Anthem.
Is she
Oh
not
yeah,
the highlight of Jay-Z's first big song, or first hit
Mike.
song?
I mean, Ain't No Nigga is his breakthrough.
I think they let Rhapsody out too. That's a whole nother subject. Shout out to Life the Poet. They did leave Rhapsody out, and what they did, and I understand again, this is network television, this is ABC, so they're in
Get an
pocket
F.
with all the major labels, right? They acted like right before Nicki came, there were no female MCs out there. No, there were no female MCs on the major label, but people like Rhapsody was rocking, people like Jean Grey was rocking, and people who really listen to hip hop knew that there were some dope female MCs out here making some of the best music that, they were in the prime of their careers. They just weren't signed in the majors. That's a whole nother subject. But omitting Foxy, man, that reeks of something. That reeks of
That reeks of
Isaiah
politics
being
and industry.
yeah, that reeks of Isaiah being left off the dream team. Who has
And Mike,
Foxy
and
pissed
Mike,
off?
and so, so we gonna have to bring this up. Didn't they do, ladies a hip hop honors ceremony about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago?
They
Correct.
did, they did.
Wasn't Foxy omitted from that too?
Was she? I don't remember.
She was omitted from that too, if I'm not mistaken. Her and one other person, it might have been the Brat, were omitted from it. And she
That's
said something
wild.
about it. So this is becoming a problem. That's why I had a problem with Foxy being omitted, because this is the second time something major dedicated to hip hop from the female MC perspective has been, on national airwaves, and Foxy's been omitted for the second time. And so somebody got their hands in something
Mm-hmm.
and they're blackballing her. I want to find out who it is.
We
That's
got
some
to do our
bullshit.
investigative reporting on this one.
Right. I want to find out who's shading Foxy out, because this is the second time it's happened and it ain't no coincidence. So somebody is behind the scenes making sure she don't get her proper shine and run.
I mean,
On a
this is
major
super.
level.
This is
On a
super.
major level.
Yeah,
On a major level. So
yeah.
it's somebody with major pull.
Because this is super mainstream to the point my mom hit me this morning. Was like, "Did you see the females in hip hop thing? Whatever."
And whoever,
You know.
and Mike, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. And whoever doing it is a fuck nigga.
The strong words. Listen.
They are.
I don't expect people like. King Mark said Lady Luck was a lyrical beast. I fuck with Lady Luck. I don't expect Lady Luck,
Luck's nice.
Mia X, Gangsta Boo, or Bahamadia to be on ABC. But
Heather B.
I don't know. I kind of expect that. They left her out too. But I get it. All Glocks down, whatever. Or
Part of Boogie Down
Nonchalant.
Productions, Mike. She's part of BDP.
Oh, yeah. But Foxy, man, like, to leave her out, that's just something else is going on. And we got to find out what's going on.
Because no. This is why I'm saying whoever doing it is a fuck nigga, Mike. Because it's like, grow up.
Right.
It's been 20 years. Grow up.
And you know what? That's why I was really happy to see that she was on King's Disease. And I'm glad whatever was going on with her and Nas, they were able to, just get past it. Because like you said, grow up. We grown. Whoever's holding this over,
let her get some flowers. Like, for real, whoever doing this is a real sucker.
Because the part I hate about this, Coop, man, and God forbid, you know how it is. Somebody dropped dead for whatever reason. Everybody's on. So, oh man, you were the greatest queen, this and that. You wanna, stop that, man.
Well, Mike. Well, let's get into it a little bit. Didn't she lose her hearing in one ear?
Yeah.
Didn't that have something to do with why she stopped recording music?
She didn't have to record anything else. Her impact is
what it
is.
But didn't that have something to do with it?
It did.
Her career got inhibited by something. Stop being a fuck nigga.
Kay Thompson brings up another good one, Lady of Rage. And the fact that they brought up the East Coast, West Coast thing and didn't even insert her in there, it's politics. It is what it is. Whoever's playing whatever game with whoever gets mentioned, I guess. But I'm just glad that they were able to get the Sha Rock thing.
Real suckers out there, man.
I'm sorry,
There's some real suckers in
the
this
Sha Rock
industry,
thing,
man.
right? Now, I will say this, man. I know you wanted to give it a failing grade because of the Foxy, but
Yes.
I will give them props for the Sha Rock thing. I'll give them props for that. That was big. and they gave her a full segment, and I'm glad they did because no one was doing that before. But leaving out Foxy, man, that's
It's the
weird,
second
man.
time it's happened, so I'm handing out Fs.
I didn't realize that, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
go back and check the Lady of Hip Hop honors on VH1.
wow.
Foxy went on a whole rant the next day about being left out of it. So this is something that is being like effectively like transacted against her. Like,
I'm actually checking Instagram right now, man. I want to see if Foxy had anything to say about this. Somebody asked in the chat, who you got, Kim or Foxy? Like it's just straight spitting.
straight spitting Foxy. If we talking catalog, it's Kim. Catalog and impact is Kim. If we just talking going bar for bar, like how about this? Kim wasn't about to show up and show out at that point. Like Foxy was better earlier than Kim was to me as an MC. So like what Kim did on like Quiet Storm remix
Foxy
and on
did
All
that
About the Benjamins,
yeah.
Foxy came into the game doing that on the I Shot You remix. So
No,
Foxy
that's
was
real.
better earlier. It took Kim a while MC wise.
No, you're right.
In my opinion, to get where Foxy came in at. She was just a natural talent. She was a beast, Mike. Like her delivery, like she had the best delivery on the I Shot You remix, Mike.
She did. And you know, a lot of those
on there.
records.
Keith Murray's on there. Prodigy's on there. Fat Joe's on there, Mike, an integral part of hip hop.
Right, Fat Joe's everywhere.
Fat Joe's everywhere.
But yeah, no, you're right.
That's one of Joe's best verses, Mike.
That is one of Joe's best verses. I'd rather be
feared than loved because the fear lasts longer.
You know what? That answers
Nobody
my
stronger
question.
Than these weaklings, sequeling knuckleheads. Beware, there's mad tension in the air. Tommy guns for fun, shotties for block parties. My fresh lead heat up your insides like a fifth of Bacardi.
So that's your favorite Fat Joe verse?
It might be his best.
And
because he
you
really
know
had
what?
to come with it because of who was on the record.
I was just about to say, and in the grand scheme of things, where does that actually rank on the song?
Mike, I always thought Prodigy had the best verse lyrically on there, but Foxy's verse is the scene-stealing verse because her delivery is crazy on there, Mike. Her delivery on that beat is crazy. So if
you're not going to say
Foxy
had a better verse than Prodigy on there, are you?
Huh?
You're not going to say Foxy had a better verse than Prodigy on there.
No, she didn't, Mike. Prodigy's verse on there is a scene stealer, Mike.
And I love Keith Murray's verse too.
I love Keith Murray's verse, but how about this? Here's where I have it. It's like, for me, it's Prodigy's first and Foxy is second, and I don't give a damn really after that. It's like however you want to mix it up, but they're clearly the 1 and 2 on that song to me.
My verbal contact's like a mini Mac to get back. Soon as one of you niggas try to
overreact. Wow.
I love Keith Murray. Keith Murray has one of my favorite one-liners, like, or first bar liners, or however you want to say it, when he come in there. Y'all mythological niggas is comical. My astronomical is coming through like the flu, bombing you. Who starts a song like that? Jesus.
No. Like Murray was nice. It's just that Prodigy verse, Mike. The Prodigy verse is right after.
But see, Prodigy was at the top of his game and lyrically at the top of shit, man. Let's just keep it real. Prodigy was at the top of New York. At that point, like, there were steps. Nas is here because you got, verbal intercourse, but you're right around here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he hovering in 95.
You hovering in 95. And
hard.
Jay hadn't found his stride yet, so it wasn't like Jay was getting on features, especially like when shit was grimy in New York, like 95, 96, and jumping on songs like that and shining. It wasn't like that.
Lyrically in 95, Prodigy's probably like top 5 coming out of New York, for sure.
Yeah. I like the combination of Prodigy and Keith Murray in that era. I wish they could have done more together. They sounded good together.
Mike, they had whole issues behind the interlude on the Infamous, right?
I know. Yeah, they had whole issues, but they sounded so good together.
No, Mike, they really got into a fight.
I know.
Yeah, they really
Keith Murray was a fighter, man. Probably still is, but you know what I mean. Like, Keith Murray said he swung on Tupac, and I believe it. And niggas was coming down on him like, saying, yeah, right, you beat up Tupac. Tupac was a man. He wasn't a god.
Like, right, yeah. Like, and Mike, Pac was smaller than me and you. Like, Pac wasn't a big dude. Prodigy not a big dude.
Nah.
Like, people talk about Pac like Pac was like 6'4", 250. Pac was like 5'7", 165.